Now that it is time to do so, we continue in such a manner to discuss with you the aftermath of situations brought before you, to determine the state of being you find yourself in, during the days ahead. Now that we've said this, let us continue, for the wherewithal is firmly in place to do justice to the work stated before us. To continue, there will be many aspects of being seen as being challenged in the days to come. Often enough you have been told by us the state of affairs concerns us deeply, in that many are preoccupied in ways that do not suit them. When the timing is correct, all will burst forth upon them, without the knowledge of that which has assisted in bringing it all about. Now, to detain any aspect of being is seen as not palpable nor feasible during these times ahead. However, it is possible to continue on with flourish, and continue on well indeed. We see this perspective actively ensued by those capable of thinking out of the box, and this all ensues in a moment's notice in time, to induce the best you have to give. Succinct as we say the consequences are for most, others have seen another story for themselves. As often as it is mentioned, we see these folks, stalwart in nature, approaching the issues hands-on with all senses intact. It does no good to suppose these things will be succumbed to inadvertently, when all one has to do is think about solutions to aforementioned given situations, and blast forth from there. It is not often we say this in fact, but due to the situations seen before us, we thought best to mention the following for you to enact for yourself, when the time comes right for doing so. Do not deter yourself in any way from doing what is right and correct for your set of circumstances. This may not apply evenly across the board, as all are involved differently in situations given to them during this time we see, afoot with fear and trepidation upon them. Do not dissuade yourself from pushing through to that which will help in the scheme of things. It is not often seen, these sorts of travails preponder upon man. Here, however, it is seen important to fathom, and understand, the nature of all that put before you, as time moves on and into the completion of a cycle of being, known to us as the advent of man. It is here at this time we see so many eyes upon you, to determine for yourself the nature of that which will ensue when this becomes past information for all to see and read about. Up until now there has been little hope of seeing any wake up and be alert to what is occurring on your planet. Here, however, at last, we see glimmers of hope scattered around the globe throughout the land. Here, however, you must dwell, whether in consequences suitable to your nature or not. It is up to you to decide which way all this is to go. It is not up to us. Take heed on this account, as there are some among you who desire all to come to an end, without thinking at all the reason and wherefore of how this all began. Take heed upon that most critical bit of information you could muster out of existence for yourself, as it is here your answers lie, full of awareness for that which has sought out the destruction of nations, at the behest of some who care not for anything seen before them. Take heed also, to denounce those methods of being, so saturated in fairness of greed, to include no one but yourselves. It is not often we say this, however, too, do not denounce the existence of another, as this will prove fatal to any consequences rendered before you. This is not about you really. It is about mankind and the salvation of an experience, rendered long ago. With that, we will leave you at this time to return later with more information for you to ponder.